Hi, I'm Captain McLaren, and I'm here to present the 2012 Wing Safety Day for you for Texas Wing. First I want to go through why we have a Safety Day. What it is for is to kind of pause for introspection, look at the unit culture, how the unit trains, talks, acts, and listens. And it's also for a chance for you to look at yourself and your attitude towards the risk that we face here as in Civil Air Patrol. It's a chance to focus on our trends and problem areas and the mishaps that we're having. It's also directed by the National Commander, and it's to help us start the new year in the right direction. Per 62-2 TAP regulation, the annual Safety Day must be held in the first quarter of the year, either January, February, or March. It's to focus on our safety knowledge and our attitude through the year and overall decrease the risk of safety. Safety days are designed to assemble the personnel and discuss and increase awareness of safety-related issues that we face in Civil Air Patrol. This is also a tradition that we borrow from the United States Air Force. They also do it every year. And it's a chance to think exactly about how we're doing our business and what the risks out there are. And while there are a wide variety of topics and events you can use on your safety day, this video is just one thing you can use with your safety day or as your safety day. Today I'm going to cover ORM, Operational Risk Management, bodily injuries, vehicle safety, and aircraft safety. Like I said, you can use this as your safety day or in conjunction with your safety day. All of this is incorporated into our safety pledge in Civil Air Patrol, which keys on topics such as promoting uncompromised safety and to take responsibility for the actions that you do in your day-to-day activities in Civil Air Patrol. And it's also a prevention and damage to assets in Civil Air Patrol. These summaries can find out something that you can use them as a refresher or as something you haven't done in a while. There is an internet links that you can use for other safety material. You can go to the safetycenter.navy.mil, that's a good one, or the nsc.org. There's also the cspc.net. The CAP Regulation 62-1, it's our safety education and accident prevention training. What it is, it tells us that we have to provide face-to-face education training at least 15 minutes a month, and that every member should attend at least once a quarter. And we have to discuss operational risk management at least once a year, and we will cover that later today, later in these slides. So all members have to get the latest safety meeting info before participating in any CAP activity. Any reports of mishaps are forwarded up to next higher echelon command, so anything that happens in your unit will be forwarded up to wing, and then we'll forward it up to national headquarters. Some of the mishaps we've had in Texas Wing this year, we've had three incidents of cadets passing out in formation, heat exhaustion, cuts from knives being passed to one another, 2 foot injuries, 3 cramp injuries, 2 ankle injuries, and a dislocated shoulder. So we're kind of steadily moving forward. And this next video I want to show is a little bit about why you shouldn't lock your knees in formation and the issues we face with feigning.
Assumes command authority for intelligence operation and task force danger area of responsibility.
Next, I want to talk about high adventure activities. There has been new regulations come out that actually allow some high adventure activities that we have not allowed in the past, such as rappelling, kayaking, rock climbing, things of that nature. You need to get with your unit safety officer or your group safety officer in order to find out the requirements for cadets or senior members to participate in these activities. Next, we're going to talk a little bit about vehicle safety. The vans that we drive every day, Texas Wing has over 30 vans, so that's one of our big mishaps that we have is vehicle incidents. The next video I'm going to show you is a little bit about just some things you need to watch out for. You may recognize it from television, the Mayhem commercials, so that's what I'll show you next.
I'm your blind spot. And my job is easy. Hide big things. You're good. And if you named your own price on car insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate. You can save money and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Shop less, get more. Make one call to an Allstate agent.
The next video we're going to look at is about vehicle inspections. As you know, anytime you drive a vehicle, you have to do a vehicle check. The next vehicle kind of is a play off the mayhem. It's produced by the Air Force, and it's going to show you a little bit about why we do the vehicle checks and why they are important.
Hey, Miss Snafu. What's going on? I need you to do an 1800 check on the radar's 5-ton.
Again? We just did it last week.
Yeah? We do a thorough 1800 check every time the vehicles are driven or once a week. You've been here long enough. Come on, you know that. Go get it done.
Yes, sir.
Hey, come on, bro. Let's go smoke.
Can't have to do an 1800 check.
Bro, that truck is going nowhere.
I know, but my boss told me to do it.
All right, bro. Go outside real quick, walk around the truck, sign that thing off. We'll meet you outside.
All right.
All right.
I'm that little voice in the back of your head that says you know better than everybody, always. It's Monday morning, 1800 check on your vehicle. It's not what you're expecting. That's fine. Happens all the time.
That's fine.
That's drivable. No problems here.
Drivable, yeah.
Just sign it. It's all good.
Yeah, bro, you should have been there. It was nuts. It was so cool. Everybody was there. It was a good time. Hey, bro. It's about time. Told you 1800 checks didn't take that long, bro.
We just got a no-notice tasking. We need our radar in Jackson Hole, Wyoming in 72 hours. Make it happen.
Yes, ma'am. You. Go. Get the 5-ton over to the radar now. We gotta get it ready for transport. Snafu did the 1800 check. It's good to go. Go.
Following the guidelines of your training, AFI's TO guidance will protect you from Article 15s to First Sergeant and mayhem, like me.
And now that we've covered a couple comedy issues about vehicle safety, I want to get a little serious on some of the issues we had here in Texas Wing. We had one van that hit a deer, we had a crack in the windshield, and we didn't know how it happened, and we also had a backing incident to where a van backed into a pole. Backing seems to be one of our big issues on vehicles. Regulation is required to use a spotter if you have one. Other things you can do is back to the left, the driver's side of the vehicle, and avoid backing up if it's possible. You always want to check around the vehicle before you back up and try to drive through, forward through a vehicle area before you actually back up. And use your mirrors, obviously. The next video is a couple of drive cams. If you're not aware with this technology, it's a camera that's mounted inside the car. These are a bunch of mishaps that occurred in private vehicles, and we've had the opportunity to look at these, so I'll show them to you now.
17 on Canyon Road in Beaverton, where salaried salespeople see it your way. Think, feel, drive Subaru. Just like they... Ow! When Wamo gave me free
health specialties. So just go to our website, WKTI.com, and look for the Mom's Health and Wellness logo, and click the medical category you need help with. Be sure to check that box, because we'll be adding new medical experts on a regular basis. Local health and wellness.
Now I want to move on to aircraft safety. Another asset that we have here in Texas Wing is aircraft, and we're very fortunate to have as many as we do. But we have to take care of these aircraft and make sure that we are not damaging them more than we have to. We want to make sure they're in good shape so we can complete our missions effectively. Here in Texas Wing, we've had a few windshield cracks, unknown cause on that one, maintenance issues, hanger rash a couple times, unknown cause of wing damage, valve stem failure, dents in the fuselage, and we actually had only one prop strike this year compared to past years. And speaking of props, this next video we're going to see is a mishap that occurred in Plano, or correction, in Dallas, Texas. The woman is from Plano, and this just recently happened in October of last year.
A Texas woman who founded a fashion magazine continues to recover after she walked into the propeller of a small airplane, leaving her disfigured. It happened Saturday after Lauren Scruggs flew in a private plane over the Dallas area to look at Christmas lights. They say after she got off the plane, she walked into the still-moving propeller. She suffered head, brain, and shoulder injuries. Doctors also had to amputate one of her hands. The FAA is looking into this, but pilots at the airport say what happened was unfortunate and nothing more. Rita Foley, The Associated Press.
That is an unfortunate accident, and she is recovering very well now, a couple months later. The next thing we're going to go over is operational risk management. Like I said, we have to do this once a year, and this is our chance to knock it out and get it over with for this year. What operational risk management is, it's a step-by-step process in order to mitigate hazards before they happen. And every year I say we hate to beat it into the ground, but we need to use it effectively in every activity that we do in order to mitigate the hazards that we face every day in CAT. Like I said, it's a step-by-step process, and the next videos we're going to see is some examples of people that may not have used operational risk management as much as they could have.
Oh my God!
Y probieren salto.
مختلف
Let go, let go! Oh!
For the Sugar holidays from September 15th to the 24th. That's all the government spends an additional 1,700.
Con nồng là. Oh! Oh! Oh shit.
Now that we've had a chance to look at some funny mishaps to us that may not be as funny to the people that were involved in, we're going to go ahead and review this Operational Risk Management, ORM. Some people, when you say ORM, they're like, what are you talking about? And it's real difficult for some people to recite the steps by step. It's a decision-making process in order to systematically evaluate possible courses of action and determine the best course of action for any given situation. So you're going to evaluate the risk associated with the new piece of equipment, a workplace, and it's the same process that you use to determine the best course of action. As you can see from the graphics that is on the screen now, you don't want to accept any unnecessary risk, and you want to make a risk decision at the appropriate level, and accept the risk only when the benefit outweighs the cost. And like I said before, we want to integrate the ORM into all planning at all levels. So what you're going to do is step one, you're going to identify the hazard. Step two, you want to assess the risk. And in step three, you want to analyze the risk control measures. Step four, you want to make controlled decisions. Step five, implement those risk controls. And step six, supervise and review any kind of risk. I know that doesn't match to the graphic that's on the screen now, but this is a little bit simplified way to do it. As I said first, the identify the hazard, that is on this graphic here. Any hazard, real or potential, can cause emission degradation, injury, illness, or death to personnel. What you're going to do is assess this risk and identify, quantify, and qualify the probability of that risk happening. That's also in our assess hazards. Then you want to analyze your risk control measures. What can I do that will reduce or eliminate that risk? You drive in a vehicle, you wear your seatbelt. You ride a motorcycle, you wear a helmet. That's going to make that control decision and use that cost versus benefit analysis and choose that best control. Implement controls. Next, you're going to implement your risk controls. Like I said, you're going to wear your helmet, you're going to put your seatbelt on, and plan for those controls and commit to those resources in order to do it. Anything you need in order to get it done. And then after you do that, you want to supervise and review those control measures and make sure that they are still working. The situation can change, the control measure could fail, anything like that. You want to get in there and make sure it's still working. Like I said, operational risk management is designed to help you in your decision-making process. It's not intended to be a time-consuming effort. It's something you can do very quickly and only use the amount of risk that is necessary for the task that you're doing. Many of our tasks in Civil Air Patrol are really simple, so we just need to make sure that our risk management is effective for those risks that we're taking. There's three levels of risk. There's a time-critical risk. That's used when there's little time and little complexity or low risk. Like I said, a lot of the things we do are time-critical. Often, these are used in execution of a phase or operation where unplanned change occurs and it must be managed, mostly for off-duty stuff, things that we do on our off-duty Civil Air Patrol time. There's deliberate risk. This is a majority of our workplace applications where experience in a group setting will produce the best results. One of our big ones in Civil Air Patrol is physical training. We have a group setting and there's a significant area of risk there. The third level is strategic. It's used on high priority or high visibility situations. A lot of these would be our search and rescue missions or ground team missions. The strategic ORM requires use of one or more hazard and identification tools, and it's used more for complex or riskier efforts. This is going to be handled mostly by your mission safety officers and incident commanders. For ORM, or Operational Risk Management, we have forms on the Texas Wing website that you see here. The Texas Wing Form 8 is a good tool to use in order to assess your risk. You can put in the probability of a hazard and what the hazard is and what the risk is, and you can use that to figure out your best assessment and if that risk is worth taking. There's also a matrix card on the safety webpage. You can print it out, laminate it, and put it on your badge holder with your CAP ID or your flight line ID, and it's something that you can just look at real quick and see what's the probability and should I take this risk in order to accomplish this mission. The website is texaswingcap.org, texaswingtxwg.org, and you just get to the safety page and you'll be able to find anything you need there. As I said before, when you look in the mirror, you see the person most responsible for your safety. I know we have safety officers in every squadron. I'm the safety officer for Texas Wing, but ultimately it's your responsibility to ensure that you're safe. Everybody's a safety officer. We always say that. If you see a hazard, go ahead and mitigate it right there. With that being said, let's make this year a banner year for Texas Wing safety. That's all I have, and thank you.